Dorothy Day, she's one of the founders of the Catholic worker movement. She died in 1980. She was born in the 1800s, and she actually wasn't raised anything. Her parents were not religious at all, and earlier in her life she was involved with different socialist movements, different communist movements, because she felt those were the movements in America that were really trying to help the poor, that were really trying to help the worker. So then she became Catholic herself, and for her, she started going to Mass. She still wrote for different communist and socialist newspapers, but she felt she could no longer participate with them in their marches and protests like before because of their atheism. And so she felt herself struggling, and it was about 3 or 4 years into becoming Catholic that she ran into a French peasant by the name of Peter Morin.
But he was the answer to her prayer. She had prayed the day before at a communist-sponsored rally in Washington, D.C., a March of the Unemployed. She had prayed for a way to be open for her to work, now as a Catholic Christian, for the working people, for the poor, for the immigrants, as she had when she was with the communists and the socialists, but now specifically as a Catholic Christian. And when she met Peter Morin, well, it took a while, but she realized, here was it, that if you wanted to have Catholic leadership in the struggle for social justice, okay, do what you're telling other people to do. Just do it yourself. Personal responsibility. One of the key ideas of the Catholic worker.
And so it was at this point that she really started to get re-energized in her Catholic faith, because at that point she was about to fall away, or she was close to it. She was really struggling because she felt that her Catholicism really wasn't helping the poor. It wasn't doing anything substantial to make the world a better place, because she just felt she was just going to Mass on a regular basis, and that's what Catholics do.
Peter Morin, the French peasant, the worker teacher, you might say, came to me because of things that I had written and suggested that we start a paper that would give social teachings of the church. And he had a very simple and a very basic program to meet the depression and unemployment. He thought in terms of the works of mercy as an immediate way of relieving poverty. He thought of feeding the hungry and clothing the naked and sheltering the harborless. All of these are part of the works of mercy, you know. And he suggested houses of hospitality and farming communes to sort of reestablish some measure of ownership of property, and also to restore a common ownership of property like that of the early Christians.
Dorothy said, well, the only thing that we really can do is a paper. I mean, I come from a journalistic family. I'd love to have a paper. Okay, we'll produce a paper.